Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. You join me this afternoon inside my local woods, Robin Wood up in Derbyshire, and in today's video I'm going to be talking you through my 2020 cross-country race bike. Now, I'm extremely privileged, lucky, fortunate and spoiled to be supported by some of the industry's leading brands that supply me some of the amazing equipment that's on this bike. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them for their support, because without it, it wouldn't be possible to have such an amazing machine. Let's get things started by talking about the frame set then. So I am supported by Intense Cycles UK, and my choice of bike from their amazing range is the Intense Sniper XC, which features 100mm travel both front and rear. Intense do a Intense Sniper Trail, which features 120mm of travel, but for cross-country racing, especially primarily in the UK, we don't need the 120mm travel, so we've gone for the 100 in order to save a little bit of weight. The frame is full carbon fibre, both front and rear triangle carbon fibre, and we have a carbon fibre upper linkage as well, all revolving around trying to save as much weight as possible. The frame, including stock in size large, is around 2 kilos, so extremely competitive in weight. Geometry wise is a little bit different to other cross-country bikes on the market. The frame is a little bit longer, the head angle is a little bit slacker, and Intense have done this on purpose in order to make the bike descend as well as possible. The longer frame and slacker head angle make the bike a lot more stable on the descending and a lot more confidence inspiring, and I can tell you firsthand it really works. It descends way better than any other cross-country bike that I've descended on before. Most cross-country bikes are usually twitchy and they don't inspire too much confidence, but this is the exact opposite. Let's have a look at suspension. The bike is kitted out with Fox factory suspension, both front and rear. On the rear we have a Fox Float DPS shock, and on the front we have Fox 32 Stepcast fork. Both are featuring climb, trail and descent adjustment, alongside Fox's infamous Kashima coating to make that suspension extra plush. This is how it comes out the box. I've not made any upgrades, so Intense really have you covered suspension wise right from the off. And if we take a look at the cockpit setup, handlebar wise we're running the Intense Recon carbon fibre handlebar. They are 760mm wide. If we look at what's bolted to the handlebars, or not bolted as it may be in terms of the grips, we have Intense foam slide-on grips. They're not lock-on, and for those of you who have tried to install these, I can hear you screaming, why are you doing that to yourself? Well, there are a number of reasons why I've chosen to go with these grips. Number one is they are of course a little bit lighter because they don't have the plastic sleeve or lock-on collars required for lock-on grips, but the primary reason is that the foam actually dampens some of the vibrations experienced when riding. And when you're riding or racing for a prolonged period of time, maybe you're doing a marathon race or a multi-day stage race, these foam grips and the dampening properties really enable your hands and arms to stay as fresh as possible for longer. Okay, if we move on from the grips and have a look at the brakes, we are running Shimano Derailleur XT brakes. These are paired up with Shimano Ice Tech rotors and Ice Tech brace pads. The rotors are 160mm in diameter, both front and rear, perfectly sized for cross-country racing, plenty powerful enough, and I've never experienced any brake fade at all. When you want to stop, these stop you. Okay, so if we move to the back of the bike now and talk about the drivetrain, the bike is kitted out with SRAM X01 12-speed Eagle group set. The rear derailleur is an AXS version, which is SRAM's electronic wireless shifting. The crank arms are said as SRAM X01 carbon fibre crank arms, and they are hooked up to a QUARQ power meter. It's extremely important for me to have a power meter and know what power I'm doing when I'm training and racing, to ensure that I'm either training correctly or pacing myself correctly when I'm racing. Now, the eagle-eyed viewer amongst you will have noticed that I'm actually running a chain device. The SRAM Eagle group set obviously features a narrow ride chainring already, so it does have provision to stop the chain from dropping, but just for that additional peace of mind, I've put a chain device on there because the last thing I want is for the chain to be dropping off whilst I'm racing and battling for position or potentially a race win. The chain device is actually designed and manufactured by yours truly. It's a custom chain device. There's no plans to bring it to market just yet, but if you want to know more about it or you are interested, pop something down in the comments and we'll see what we can do. The reason I've made it custom is I wasn't able to find anything on the market that would actually fit this bike. If there is one, again, pop it in the comments because I'd be interested to know. Pedal wise, we are running HT M1 pedals. These are super light, super small platform, perfect for cross-country racing. If you're in the market for a cross-country race pedal, I strongly recommend that you check them out. For wheels, I'm extremely lucky to be sponsored by Halo Wheels, and my choice of wheel from their amazing range is the Halo Vapour. We're running 29-inch both front and rear. This is the Stealth Black version. I'm not sure if you can see from that current camera angle, but it also has Halo and Vapour logos etched into the black rim. I think the Stealth version really adds to the bike, and I'm super stoked to be running them. Hub wise, they are both boost configuration, but on the rear we are running a SRAM XD Supadrive hub. Supadrive is Halo's signature sounding hub. For those of you that are familiar with Halo, I can hear you screaming and salivating already, wanting to hear the sound. For those of you that don't know, here's what a Supadrive hub sounds like. I think you'd agree that it sounds awesome. Alongside sounding really angry and just next level, there are performance benefits. The reason it sounds like that is because it has 120 engagement points. This is way more than most hubs you get on the market. This enables you to engage the drivetrain much earlier, so when you want to power out of that corner or get the jump on the start, it has you covered, and it really is a benefit when racing. Tyre wise, we are running Schwalbe tyres both front and rear. These are the Tamwell versions, and I think you'll agree that they really look awesome on this machine. On the rear, we are running a Schwalbe Racing Ralph in 2.25 width, and on the front, we are running a Schwalbe Racing Ray, also in 2.25 width. They're both set up tubeless using Halo's tubeless compound. I couldn't sing the praises enough of tubeless tyres. If you haven't converted yet, you need to. It's just next level. Now again, the eagle-eyed viewer amongst you may have noticed this anodized green valve stem we have down here, and that of course means that I am running CUSHcore inserts. CUSHcore inserts are foam inserts that you place inside the tyre for a number of reasons. Number one, they provide additional protection of the rim. Number two, they enable you to run lower pressures and get more grip. And number three, it makes the suspension more active by reducing the volume inside the tyre. I've been running CUSHcore inserts for over a year now, and as soon as I tried them when they first came to market, I was blown away. They're well worth the additional weight penalty, and I couldn't recommend them enough. Okay, last but not least, let's focus on the seat post and saddle. Seat wise, I'm running a Physique Andre carbon fibre seat. I've been running this seat actually for a number of years now on a number of different bikes. I've brought it over because for me it's really important to have a saddle that I'm comfortable with, and it's also extremely lightweight being carbon fibre. Seat post wise, I'm running a Syntaste carbon fibre fixed seat post at the moment. The bike does come with a KS carbon lev seat post straight out the box, and I do swap between the two quite regularly. In fact, I've still got the drop and post remote in an inner and outer cable still attached to the bike, just so I can swap it around as quickly as possible. The reason we're running the Syntaste right now is obviously we're in lockdown, so I'm riding trails that aren't too technical and don't require the drop of seat post. I'm also spending a lot of time on the road. So there we have it, guys. That was a talk around my cross-country race bike for this season. Fingers crossed that we get to go racing again at some point this year. I'm extremely lucky and extremely stoked to be riding this bike, and I cannot wait to get back on that start line. If there's anything that I've missed or they've got any further questions, get them down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!